They went around to different schools and they picked some young African American males. Some were juniors, some were seniors, and they said, we want you to be a part of this program. Mr. David Floyd and a few other people, Gail Blair, Delma Woods, Dr. Woods, Roy Woods, all started giving us like these workshops.
First of all, just very positive. I have some specific memories of the different gentlemen in the area, good positive role models in the community, business owners, educators, doctors that came and talked to us.
Arthur McFarlane was one of the brothers that I remember coming through, and he was a powerful influence on me in a number of ways. I mean, I ended up going to Notre Dame, and one of the reasons that I made that decision was because I know Judge McFarlane had been there, and he was a positive influence in the community, in my personal life, but also seeing him as a judge. I mean, how many black judges do we know? So this brother's an attorney and a lawyer and a judge. And to me, that's beautiful, So I could look at him and say, well, if he can make it through Notre Dame, I can make it through Notre Dame. And if this brother is an upstanding member of the community now, doing positive things, helping us out, then I want to be that kind of brother as well when I become a man.
We had the late brother Reuben Reeder, who is the owner of Rubens over on King Street, and he came and talked to us about hygiene and just dressing well and presenting yourself and things like that. And I remember getting ready for like some big concert or something like that, and me and this other guy in the band who had been through that a Beaux experience, we were talking, and I said, well, man, there's this man down in Charleston named Mr. Reeder, and he was telling us about this and stuff like that. And then he started talking about a similar type of session that they had.
I felt that it was a positive group of brothers that were all trying to better themselves. We all know the brothers who were on the corner, who were hustling or weren't going to go on to college and might find themselves in trouble. And even now, we look back, and every time I come home, somebody else telling me about somebody else who passed away, or so-and-so got shot, so-and-so is in jail again. And I just remember looking at that group of brothers and feeling like that's not going to be us. We won't be those statistics. When people are talking about us, I want to be able to say, I know Rob is doing good stuff. I know Quadi's going to be doing positive things. And I think that's, to me, is what it represented. And that we could look out for each other, when we were in school or when we were helping each other in class or studying for exams or whatever the case may be, that we had each other's back.
I'm very fortunate that I had a very good, grounded, foundation of family with my mother and my father. But there were a couple little other things that came through, going through the rites of passage and everything, and things that I learned and just thought of differently. That's probably one of the biggest things. Just had a different perspective on things.
When I see any of my classmates, and I call them classmates, from the Beaux Affair, we were in the very first year, we still have a bond. We don't have to see each other all the time, but we still have a connection. The people that I bonded with in high school were, high school buddies that went to school with you, but these were guys that went to different schools. That was the first experience I had where I actually felt really comfortable sitting down and hanging out with guys that were from different schools. Because, you have your little rivalries. One of my, like for instance, Charlton Singleton went to Wando. He went to Wando, I went to Burke, and Wando and Burke are supposed to be like these rivals back in the day. But, we went beyond that because we found that we had more in common.
Well, Rob was the one that argued with us the most because everybody in the group was a Democrat except for Rob, who was just this staunch Republican.
I had a different political ideology at the time that the guys still kid me about, and we had some very healthy debates. One of the things that we learned how to do in the Beaux Affair was how to effectively debate. And I think that honed my skills, because everybody that knows me knows I love to debate.
Zeke seemed to be always the quiet, diplomatic one, you know, of course.
In terms of the development, you know, preparing for the exams and college applications and financial aid forms and seminar this and that, those were all beautiful, and I hardly remember, but I do remember that routine and learning that celebration. You know, the spinning and the hands in the air and the top hat and the cane.
I'm at that age now where I find myself telling my children the same things that were told to me by my parents, and my son, you know, by my dad, and some of the things that we learned in the Beaux Affair. And I have a different perspective on it now, because I can remember being like my son and saying they don't know what they're talking about. But now being in this position and saying, wow, they were right. And then I can communicate with them and say, well, this is the exact same way. I did this the same way you're doing it. You know, in some ways I've even had to show them proof and say, see, this is what I was doing back then. And really, you just have to trust me when I tell you that this is really the way it is. This is really the way it's probably going to turn out. This is really the way that you should look at it, or at least give it some thought on this perspective.
We have pastors and leaders and all of them coming together for this Rites of Passage program. It is a fantastic thing. My son, who is only 13 months, God willing, if this program is around, I would expect him to be in this program. So I would tell any parent that this is one of the best things for their young male to be a part of.
I would define myself as a freelance expedition leader, and I enjoy it. It's what I grew up with dreams of wanting to travel the world. And now, you know, at 38 years old, I can say I've been to, over 35 countries.
I work with a nonprofit organization, helping young people to avoid risky behaviors. And of course, I do music. I'm, a reggae performer. I've been doing that professionally for 16 years.
In 2000, I became a public school teacher. And between 2000 and now, I've taught elementary school, middle school, high school, and at the college level. Right now, I have my own quintet that I lead on occasion. But my biggest group right now is the Charleston Jazz Orchestra.
Well, the first thing I would say is to make the most of the resources that you have there. You know, whether the resources are the other Beaux or whether the resources are the elders and the mentors that are there. You know, use them. That's what they're there for, and they're happy to help. So, if you stuck with any kind of problem, or you want some mentorship, or you have questions about, well, what does it take to become an attorney? What does it take to become an expedition leader?
Be sure to listen and give the people that are presenting to you an opportunity for their perspective.
And then also follow your dreams. Whatever it is you're passionate about, follow those dreams. And some people are passionate about making a bunch of money. And if you want to be an entrepreneur and that's your thing, is to have the nicest ride and the biggest house, then do that. But if your passion is, traveling and seeing the world, then find out a way to do that. And if your passion is, working to make the world a better place as a teacher, as a soccer coach, as a football coach, whatever, follow that dream, man. And the world needs more dreamers and people who do what it is that they feel is important and sticks to it. So.
We were the inaugural.
Okay.
That's right, the inaugural, the first. Congratulations on all the success of the Beaux program, continued success in the future. And if there's anything that I can do to help, please give me a call.
Yeah, this is Ezekwe Chandler saying happy 20th anniversary to the Beaux Affair. Keep up the good work. Peace and blessings.